So a while back on twitter.com, I alluded to the fact that back in high school, I had written a terrible live-action werewolf series pitch, and today I thought, in honor of the spooky month that we're now in, that I would go and read this script to all of you. That way you can both enjoy the werewolf Halloween-y charms and also be terrified of how bad of a writer I used to be in my formative writing days. Or maybe you'll love it. Who knows? Either way, I'm Guso Milkarella, and this is the Beasties pilot episode, Nature's Finest Son. We fade in at the full moon. There's a distant howl, and an eerie moon shines over the trees. And then we get a bit of narration telling us what this story is about. Long ago, in a time before written history, humans and wolves interacted as brothers. Back then, wolves and humans weren't as different as they were today. Over the years, breeding occurred between the species, resulting in a new creature as offspring, the werewolves. These werewolves were accepted by both communities until war began to divide their two parent races. The war started on the grounds that humans wanted to create, but the werewolves preferred destruction. The battle was bloody, and eventually the werewolves had to step to quell the conflict. With their strength and ferocity far greater than either wolves or humans, they slaughtered several on both sides and successfully ended the conflict. Their brutality and rashness was never forgiven, and the werewolves were forever banished from both the human and wolf societies. They remain hidden somewhere between the two, the forgotten children of Mother Nature, the werewolves. Still a better opening expository monologue than Ruby. It is a starry night. Moonlight shines on a wide lake. At the shore is the house. Party music is blasting from the inside, and the windows are lit with lights. What else would they be lit by? Lydia, a small brownish wolf, approaches the house carrying a six-pack of beer in her teeth. She enters the house through a dog door. Cut to Beastie House living room. An insanely wild party is taking place. So wild that even a wolf's entrance into the house is commonplace. Lydia shifts, meaning she stands on two legs and sheds her fur. Thank you for clarifying. She is now a human female, somewhere in her 20s with short brown hair. The handle of the beer case is now in her right hand. She weaves through the dancing crowd towards the stairs. And then we meet Jack, a handsome 22-year-old, sitting in a beanbag chair surrounded by girls! Oh, what a cool guy. His whole appearance screams surfer. He's got a blonde hair and a shark-toothed necklace. And Kane is next to him, a frowning teen with jet black hair. Wow, really got the version in Chad right out the gate. So Jack tells this story about how cool he is and how he encountered a werewolf hunter, and apparently the werewolf hunters in this world are people who wield silver weapons. The edgy teen, Kane, tries to do the same thing to mixed results. So I was in town, right, and I was walking down Miller Street when I saw this big hulking bulk coming towards me. When I looked closer, I noticed that it was a guy. Bam! So this big guy had a big silver wrench on his belt, like bigger than any wrench needs to be to get the job done. It was quite obviously a weapon used to destroy werewolves using their one weakness, a silver weapon. Bam! Yo, just get on with it, and stop ripping off my storytelling technique. I say bam. Ah, we got a good line in here. So it turns out that Kane didn't get into a fight, whereas Jack did, and this makes all the girls laugh at him, except for his sister, Lydia, and she tries to give him one of those, like, consoling, oh, don't worry, you're the main character, and even though Jack's got these, stuff, you're clearly different, and that's not a bad thing, little bro. So main character one established, we've got this werewolf who is kind of a pacifist, he's not quite like the other werewolves, he's a unique free spirit, and he's a goth, and a cool kid, and a rebel, and he's not like a surfer jock. Anyway, then we cut to a male hunter wearing chainmail in the shrubs who's fighting these two werewolves. One who is named Keisha, and the other whose name is Tank, who literally has a tattoo of a tank on his chest. That is peak character design. I'm sorry, I know that this, isn't any kind of visual thing. I know it's just a script, but man, oh man, I love the concept of Tank. Anyway, this male hunter named Sir Howard bites it hard in trying to fight Tank and Keisha, and then we go to his funeral where we meet the other main character, Nikki. Nikki is the daughter of another hunter named Sir Oscar, who personally trained her. She's also got a bit of that main character does things differently sort of outlook. She's a real rebel too, that Nikki. Sir Howard the diplomat. a pacifist who only fought werewolves in self-defense. He would always wait before striking the first blow. Is that why he didn't fight back? That was stupid of him. Nikki! I'm sorry, but this is a perfect example why we can't reason with werewolves. Well, Howard tried, Nikki. Show some respect for the dead. But instead of doing that, Nikki decides that she is going to track down the werewolves who killed Sir Howard and put them down herself. It turns out that these werewolves are called the Grave Pack, and they are known both to hunters and to the werewolves as a terrible group of bad people who break the rules of both worlds, and they must be stopped. So after we learn about the hunters and the Grave Pack, we rejoin Lydia and Kane, who are currently training with werewolf abilities. So why are we doing this again? I thought the whole point of training was to improve my transformation. How can I transform? The sun is out. I know it seems weird, but training in human form is the best way to go about this. How so? In order to change your shape, you have to get comfortable enough in your human form to slip out of it. When a werewolf transforms, it's almost as if their soul becomes loose and slides into the shape of the wolf. Kane stares, puzzled. Okay, you lost me. The main character doesn't get the arc wisdom that he's going to have to learn in order to become a wolf. Wild. Olan, a pack member with a big nose ring, runs into the clearing. Hey, look, it's Olan. Oh, shit. Olan? What's he doing here? Kane, Lydia, there you are. Jack's holding a meeting in the lounge. Everyone needs to be there. Why is he holding a meeting? No questions! Olan runs back towards the beastie house. Kane and Lydia glance at each other, then run after him. I love how Olan shows up with a lot of fanfare, and then, runs away after doing the one thing he needed to do in the scene. What is the story with this Olan guy? Why did my younger self feel such a need to introduce him? So Jack briefs the rest of the werewolves on the fact that the Grave Pack is hiding out near a summer camp called Token Falls. A summer camp which Kane must now attend as a regular human, blending in with human society so that they can spy on the Grave Pack and keep tabs on them. Lydia and Jack will also be going along to serve as camp counselors. And wouldn't you know it, the next scene reveals that Nikki is being sent to this same camp, because Kane and her are both the teenage rebels and they're both the same age, and it looks like they're gonna be in a wacky scenario where they don't know about each other's double lives! Wowie! So then we cut to everybody on the camp bus, and this is the most late 2000s shit you could possibly imagine. Lady Gaga music plays from inside the bus as it drives along a forest road. Kane is sitting in a window seat, trying to tune out the sound of everyone singing along to Bad Romance. He looks next to him, and sitting there is Tammy, a girl who seems deeply involved in her vampire novel. Kane sees the book's title, Love with Fangs, and chuckles. Is something funny? No, it's nothing. Okay, I know the movie Love with Fangs stunk, but people shouldn't judge a book because of that cinematic abomination. Actually, I saw the movie, and I didn't think it was too bad. Really? Yeah, the movie's special effects were decent. I just didn't like the lead actress. Me neither. She never should have been cast as Esme. It should have been me. Gee, I wonder what this part is about. So Kane and Tammy introduce themselves, and there's a little bit of that teenage sexual tension going on here, especially when they compare werewolves and vampires, and what's a better metaphor for the adolescent experience. I also just want to put myself on blast because I know in an earlier draft on this, which is probably saved somewhere on my high school's computer system, there was a part where both of them started singing along to Bad Romance, and hey, if you can't see the cringe, I will freely admit to the cringe. That's the kind of way I am. Anyway, we cut to Jack and Lydia finalizing their infiltration plans by signing up as camp counselors. In the process, they meet this incredibly memorable character named Mr. Paul, who is more flab than man. Yes, I like these. Do we get the job? Well, it's hard to argue with resumes like this. These are so thorough, some would suspect it was all made up. Imagine that. Yeah, that would be crazy. So apparently Mr. Paul knows about the Grave Pack, or at least the disappearances, and he is heavily armed and ready to take care of business if need be. Also, apparently his real name is Mr. Paulington, but he goes by Mr. Paul because humor. Jack eyes a formidable Glock. Are these to take? Don't touch him. Okay. Well, everything checks out. The bus will arrive at 8 o'clock. Make sure to be here in the camp parking lot at that time. And then Mr. Paul stamps Jack and Lydia's resume with a big red hired. I don't think that this is how those kind of documents work, but hey, I was in high school, I didn't know. So Kane and Nikki both arrive in the camp, and Kane has to pretend that he does not know about Jack or Lydia. And this leads to a hilariously awkward exchange with Tammy. That guy is so hot. Who, Jack? Yeah, he must have fought a shark to get that necklace he has on. He did do something like that. You know him? What? Oh, no, I just meant probably. He looks like he could take a shark. Now let's hand out your room cards. On each card it will say who your bunkmate will be. Don't be shy now. Come up here and take one. The crowd of campers begins to shuffle up. A sudden howl coming from the woods pierces through the quiet. Kane, Lydia, and Jack are the first to turn their heads. Mr. Paul drops the deck of cards and grabs his shotgun from his back. A shot rings out as he fires into the woods. No other noise is heard from the woods after. Mr. Paul exhales loudly. All right, let's hand out the room cards indoors. The campers shake and shiver. Yeah, I'd be shaking and shivering too if at the first moment of camp, the head counselor just pulled out a gun and blasted something in the woods. So Kane and Tammy look over their bunkmate cards, and apparently Kane is signed up with somebody named Sylvester Stevens, which might be the greatest name for who you'll soon find out to be the greatest character in all of this. And lo and behold, Tammy is matched up with Nikki. And the two of them waste no time passing the Bechdel test by talking about vampire novels together. But there's only so much feminism that my high school self was capable of, because Tammy becomes a very jealous person all of a sudden, who is already possessive of her new friend Kane. Anyway, Kane walks over to his camp room and he is assaulted by a guy in an overcoat with a water pistol, who introduces himself as Sylvester Stevens. I've been waiting all night for you to show up in my room. What took you so long? It's nice to meet you, Sylvestro. He squirts Kane twice in the chest. Hey, cut that out, you're getting my shirt wet. Relax, it's the end of the day. Besides, any moron knows the need to pack extra clothes when he's going to summer camp. Extra clothes? What's wrong? It totally slipped my mind. I didn't pack a thing. How could I be so stupid? Hey, don't worry, buddy. I'll buy you stuff. Of course, this means you owe me one. If you meet any hot girls here, you have to introduce me. Also, every time we go swimming, you need to test the water first. Kane's voiceover says he hates human summer camps. So Sylvester turns out to be just about the quirkiest person you could possibly imagine. He ambushes Kane with a wake-up call and shakes him until he goes into the shower. What's shaking? The day is breaking, so let's go get some eggs and bacon. Jeez, can a guy sleep in? Kane, it's shower time! The water is running. Sylvestro is heard singing in Italian. Sylvestro walks out of the shower wearing a towel. I got some of my clothes here for you to borrow, Kane. Turns out the clothes that Sylvestro owns are big detective overcoats, because you see, Sylvestro's actual gimmick is that he wants to be a detective. He is a water pistol wielding, overly enthusiastic, slightly perverse future detective. And of course, because it was the late 2000s, we've got hobo jokes in here. Because, this is the period of time that Chuck Wendig is trapped in, while the rest of us have moved on, including my high school self. Anyway, Kane and Sylvestro, the boys, meet Tammy and Nikki, the girls, and immediately we've got all kinds of quirky stuff going on. Don't mind Sylvestro. He's special. Yeah, I am special. Thank you very much, Kane. Hello, my name is Sylvestro. What's yours, Kane's girlfriend? Kane spits out milk on the word girlfriend. I'm Tammy. So Kane, do you know any pretty girls? What? Jeez, damn, Sylvestro. You're fucking chill out a bit, man. Anyway, Nikki enters the picture, and she's already pushing back over the weird possessiveness that Tammy has had over Kane. Oh, I know you. Tammy said I shouldn't talk to you. I never said that. My name's Nikki. Oh, hi, Nikki. I'm Kane Beastie. Sylvestro throws his hand in between them. And I'm Sylvester Stevens, future detective. Is that why you two are wearing those overcoats? Actually, he's forcing me to wear this. I don't have any clothes. You don't? Which is not a question for some reason, just, you don't. No, I forget them. Nikki giggles. What? Oh, I mean, my family is dirt poor and I can't afford any clothes. That's tough. Hey, maybe we can go into town and buy you stuff. Tammy and I are already planning to shop for souvenirs. Sorry, but Kane is going shopping with me. Oh? Then why don't we all go together? Oh man, what a wacky group of teenagers out on some goofy adventures. They all agree to go shopping together, and honestly, this is the most fun part of the script, just seeing these weird, awkward 2000s teens interacting with each other. I mean, one of them is a hunter, one of them is a werewolf, one of them is a future detective, and the other is a horny bookworm. These kids are all right. They're a product of their time. Anyway, Jack and Kane have their obligatory, don't doubt yourself and also don't trust humans moment, and Kane's all like, but I'm unsure about everything, because that's what main characters have to be at this point in the story. I'm refusing the call. I'm just confused. Also, Jack, who is trying to keep his cover, jumps on top of the propane tank with, superhuman grace, and he says out loud from atop the propane tank, "At this camp, you don't know me and you don't know Lydia. You can't tell your human friends about anything. Got it?" And it's like, dude, you're the one, breaking cover by doing this whole thing. Later, at the downtown clothes store, the store is filled with rows of clothes. Anyone could have told you that. Nikki holds up a dress while Tammy looks at it. This one? Pretty. And this? Not for you. It'll make you look easy. Can I have it? God, Tammy is so horned up. This horned up bookworm. This is very girls be shopping, but it's also still passing the Bechdel test. This is fun. I can't wait until they start trying things on. Girls? Yes, Kane? Yeah? Didn't we come here for me? Because I'm poor and need clothes? This is our shopping trip too. Nikki, you're the one who suggested this, and you're like, no, Kane, we're doing girl time. So Tammy swoops in. Oh my gosh, Kane, I'm so sorry. Come with me. I'll find you something great to wear. Tammy rushes off, pulling Kane with her. Whoa, Tammy, I could walk on my own. Anime writing. So Silvestro and Nikki are alone. I bet he's gonna try to creep on her. So Nikki, you should try this one on. The dress he holds up is extremely scandalous. I'm not really a flashy dresser. You strike me as a very mysterious individual, Nikki. And as a future detective, I know mysterious. Really? What's so mysterious about me? It's in your voice. You seem like you're hiding a secret whenever you speak. Nikki blinks. I'm not hiding anything. Silvestro takes out a magnifying glass and peers at Nikki through it. We'll see about that. Nikki grabs the magnifying glass at the top. I'm going to ask you to put the magnifying glass away. Right, sorry. Meanwhile, in the store changing room, Kane and Tammy are having more flirtations. So, how do I look, Tammy? You look like a movie star. I'd cast you as the lead in the next Love with Fangs. You mean if the sequel ever gets off the ground? Oh, just take the compliment. I think I want to take my next outfit instead. Oh! And then Tammy giggles. So this next part is interesting. Kane is looking at his reflection and smiling, and then he starts transforming. So earlier in the script, that part where Lydia was talking about, you have to be comfortable in your physical form in order to transform, I think maybe what I was going for is that Kane's body confidence suddenly made him start to become a werewolf. But this also sets off Nikki's werewolf scent, which apparently hunters have, and she's gonna go to the changing room and see if she can stop the werewolf from getting Kane. And if you've seen any anime, you probably know where this is going. Nikki shows up and sees Kane in only his boxers, and she blooshes and runs away. Kane wonders if she liked it. Weird. Powerfully late 2000s weird cringe. I can't believe you walked in on Kane, Nikki. What are you thinking? I swear Tammy's voice is just slowly becoming LSP. I don't know what I thought. Sorry about that, Kane. Hey, it's cool, I guess. Oh, Kane's indifferent. He's like, yeah, whatever. Nudity's nothing. I'm a fucking wolf, baby. Anyway, Jack leaps down out of the sky and whisks Kane off to a secret mission to go spy on the grave pack, which is wild because he just has the rest of the campers go back on their own, and it's clearly nighttime. This is past curfew. This is insane. I guess the two camp counselors are secret werewolves, and Mr. Pollington is this heavily armed flab man who is willing to just take the law into his own hands. I get an idea that this camp is not really well supervised. I can't even imagine the kind of shenanigans that the other campers who aren't embroiled in the main plot are getting up to. So this leads us into the last scene of the episode, where Kane is walking around the forest just doing some scouting work for the rest of the werewolves. And there, he encounters a wolf. Hey, you must be that scout Jack told me about. The wolf growls more ferociously. Easy, we don't have to fight. Why don't you go into human form and let us talk this out? Some foam drips from the wolf's mouth and drips onto the ground. Kane gulps. Oh, you're just a big rabid wolf, aren't you? The wolf lunges forward. Kane screams and runs. The wolf chases him for a while until Kane jumps into the bush and hides. So yeah, the monster of the week in this one, if you can even call it that since it shows up in the last scene of the episode, is just a rabid wolf. Anyway, Kane is hiding, and Nikki shows up just in time to save him, even though he's completely out of sight. Nikki? What is she doing here? My senses must be off today. The wolf is growling. What is she doing? Why is she talking to it? I thought I sensed a werewolf out here, but I guess not. Nikki is wearing a gray backpack that she didn't have before. Either way, I can't let a rabid wolf endanger the other campers. Nikki reaches into her backpack and pulls out an ornate silver weapon. The wolf jumps forth. She swings her weapon, killing the wolf in one slash. As she falls, she sheaths her weapon and exits from where she came. From the bushes, Kane is wide-eyed. No way! He rolls over and runs out of the woods. A howl is heard as the moon shines over the forest. I don't know whose howl that was, but it doesn't matter, because that's the end of episode 1. Thank you so much for joining me for this little trip down memory lane. If you made it this far into the video, incorporate Beastie's Sweep 2022 into your comment so that way I'll know. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to be notified of all of my new content. Also, if you want to check out some of the professional writing I've been getting up to today with my many creative and inspiring friends, you should check out Mayfair Watcher Society and Kingmaker. Both shows will be linked in the description. This has been a Diregentleman video, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the near future.